Hey y'all, thank you so much for the love on my videos. Please show my channel the same love by clicking the subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it. Now let's get into today's video. Today we are going to dive deep into how Hyeseon ended up being Kwang Hee's first choice. First of all, let me maybe share my thoughts on the type of a man that I think Kwang Hee is and how that played a part in him ending up choosing Hyeseon over Minji and Hajang. I think Kwang Hee has some sort of abandonment issues. It could either be that or have something to do with his career. Kwang Hee is a professional basketball player. If you ever played sports, you know the hard work and sweat it takes to be the best. Being the best also comes with a lot of criticism and sometimes emotional and mental abuse and issues. Also, in his line of work, he always has to be chosen amongst a bunch of other extremely good players. Now guys, please understand that I'm not a psychologist or have anything to do with that field either. But if I were to psychoanalyze Kwang Hee, I would say his career played a big role in making him the man that he is today. Here's the thing, all this time when Kwang Hee told these women to choose him and make the first move, it's not like he wanted to be chosen, but him being chosen and constantly being told that he's the best gave him some sort of relief and a feeling of contentment. But we all know that as an athlete, you can never be content no matter how good you are. You constantly have to train even though you are in perfect shape. And Kwang Hee trains very well. So I think it's safe to say that when Hajang and Minji gave Kwang Hee a feeling of contentment and given his lifestyle, that is not a good thing. While Hyeseon kept him on his toes, constantly making him release hormones of excitement and the adrenaline rush. I truly admire women who speak their mind, never hide their emotions, and speak up for themselves. Women like Hajang and Minji. But we have to give credit where it's due. That sometimes being quiet and fully present and listening and observing the next person can have its benefits. Like Hyeseon did with Kwang Hee. Here's the thing with Hyeseon. Whenever she's with people, she is totally present and she listens carefully to what the next person says. Also, she simply analyzes if what they say simply matches what they do. While it was entertaining to watch Hajang and Kwang Hee clap back at each other and Minji over-flirting with Kwang Hee, they simply missed the chance to understand what Kwang Hee's words meant. They just listened to respond, but Hyeseon listened to understand, and I love how she took time to process what was being said to her before she responds. That way, she calculated her next move, which always puts her a step ahead than the other girls who respond with emotions, even to Kwang Hee himself who couldn't understand his own emotions. So how did Hyeseon keep Kwang Hee on his toes? Ladies, I think we could learn a thing or two from Hyeseon. If you have watched this video up until this far and you still haven't subscribed, this is your reminder to click that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it. She gave him space. They say that space makes the heart grow fonder. Hyeseon never picked Kwang Hee up from a conversation with other women. She simply waited and used the time that they spent together to have meaningful conversations and make everlasting memories. Remember when Minyang said she felt like Jinseok was tidying her up on their relationship so early on the show, and the moment Jinseok let go of the grip, she fell for him. Sometimes letting go can pull the person closer. Same goes for Kwang Hee and Hyeseon. Hyeseon never put her claws on Kwang Hee. She allowed him to go out there and figure himself out, which boy oh boy, Kwang Hee needed some serious figuring out to do. Unlike Hajang, who claimed him so early after meeting and literally shut everyone out, that people started calling them an old couple. Hyeseon doing this gave Kwang Hee some time to miss her. And he also couldn't figure out why she's not so crazy about him when every girl he talks to falls for him within seconds, and some even end up crying, like Minji. So this form of distance made him want to pull even closer to her. 2. She never assured him of her feelings. Hyeseon kept an element of mystery over her feelings up until the end. Kwang Hee always wanted to know how she felt about him and also how she felt about other guys. Hyeseon was always smart in her answers. She simply assured him that she is interested in him, but never closed the door on other potential connections with the other guys, like Wonnik, Min-woo, and Min-kyu. Unlike Hajang, who literally shut off all the other men, even poor Habin, after he confessed his interest in front of everyone. Then Kwang Hee later went to ask Hajang how she felt about that, seeking validation and reassurance, and Hajang simply played right into Kwang Hee's trap. She told him she's not interested in Habin and that Habin doesn't stand a chance. One thing about men, they never appreciate things that come easy and cheap. This right here for Kwang Hee, it was proof that Hajang came easy and there was no challenge at all. If the same question went to Hyeseon, she would have told him she is attracted to Kwang Hee, but because Habin is also a nice guy, she is also willing to explore and see how this relationship might turn out. That is how smart Hyeseon is with her answers. She never let him dictate how she must act or what she must say. Kwang Hee gave Hyeseon multiple times to take back how she felt about her date with Wonnik, and every single time Hyeseon told him that she doesn't regret it, and if she had to do it again, she definitely would. Hyeseon saw right into Kwang Hee's tactics, and she decided she won't be manipulated by Kwang Hee. Minji tried to pull the same stunt, but it backfired, because immediately after her choice, she came back running to explain herself and she apologized. She even cried about it too. Kwang Hee even gave Hyeseon one last chance on the last episode to correct this, but Hyeseon saw right into him, and instead of saying she regrets and wishes she could take back that date with Wonnik, she said she wishes she could reverse the first day on the Inferno. That is the day that she met Kwang Hee and went to paradise with him, and she also never gave an explanation as to why, which left room for a lot of interpretation. If there's one thing about Hyeseon, she knows what to do to put Kwang Hee's mind to work. She kept him waiting. Hyeseon always kept Kwang Hee waiting. She never pulled him out of a conversation with other women. She never went out to find him for a conversation. In fact, it was always Kwang Hee who sought out Hyeseon for a conversation. Also, Hyeseon even manages to keep him and everyone else waiting for her answer. When she finally answers, in most cases, it is vague and not straightforward. This also plays a big part in getting a man to think about you, because he will spend a lot of time trying to figure out what you meant. One way or another, you are on his mind. The one that takes the cup was the last episode. First, she and Minji stayed in their room and never went out to find Kwang Hee for their last conversation. Then Kwang Hee sent Min-woo to Hyeseon because he wanted to have a conversation with Minji. Minji came out of the room and went straight into Kwang Hee without even him making an effort. She wanted to give Min-woo and Hyeseon some space, but somehow she ended up being the one coming to Kwang Hee. She had the option to go out and head somewhere else and then have Kwang Hee call out for her, but at this point, it is what it is. Then on the finals, when the ladies were called out to go to Kwang Hee, Minji stood up first and very quickly. Then Hajang followed. Then lastly, after everyone thought that Hyeseon is not gonna stand up, Hyeseon followed. By that time, Kwang Hee was already panicking, and when he saw her walk up to him, he released a sigh of relief, which shows how his heart was skipping a bit for her, and how he longed to see her walking up to him. She kept him and everybody else waiting. Lastly, Hyeseon has a competitive spirit. See how she managed to win all the challenges with the girls using tactic and skill? This is amazing. Kwang Hee is an athlete, and like any other person who is into sport can agree that having a competitive spirit leaves a good impression to sport fanatics. Therefore, ladies, if there's a man you like, find out what he likes and values and see how that can match with your own character, then master that skill and use it to your advantage. I hope we have all learned a thing or two from Hyeseon. She managed to tame a very, and I mean very confusing and self-confused man like Kwang Hee. Well, that is all for now. If you have watched the video up until this far, please give this video a thumbs up. Do share your thoughts on the comment section, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. See you on the next one. Bye.